All right, guys, so gonna fire this up and see how this goes. New paint for me. I've already used the Tropical Glitz Snow White base coat. This is an opaque base coat. I've already laid that down, and this is urethane. This is not water-based stuff. This is urethane, so or some type of urethane. And the color, this new color I'm using is called Green Apple Lollipop. It's really pretty green, as you can see. Looks like there's some flake in there. I'm looking at the bottom. You can see some gold metal flake in that mix. There's my body. There's the streaker body. It's already in the base coat white. Now they recommend using white instead of silver or whatever, so we're going to give it a shot. The other body came out pretty good, so we're going to fire some paint on this thing and see how it goes. Already got some bottled up here, and I'm going to kick on the big fan, evacuate all these fumes. I'm going to fire it up and see how it goes. I'm running about 20-25 pounds of pressure, and I'm using my VL, my good old standby Pache VL. Alright, so first round, stuff's super fast drying, but you can see I'm already getting a nice color. It's kind of I don't know, it's almost not really a color shift look to it, but definitely that laid down really nice. And this is semi-opaque, so it takes several coats, but I like where it's going so far. It's got a really neat color to it. It's a different yeah, so I'm gonna let this gas out for about 20 minutes and come back and do another round of paint over top of it. But that covered really well, and I wanted something different. I'm looking for some new colors, you know. I want to mix things up, and I don't know, I've shot the same House of Colors paints for so long, and not that everything that I've got looks exactly alike, but you know, you get to the point where it's time to shake it up a little bit. That's why I've enjoyed the Createx colors, the water-based stuff, and top coating it with urethane, because it's such a nice selection of colors. So we've got so much more available to us now as builders. And I picked up a few wicked colors at Hobby Lobby yesterday. They had a few of them on sale. There was a few colors I didn't have. I've got a lot of that stuff, but I've got all the Candy O2s. In fact, I've got multiples of all that. So I didn't pick up any of that, but I picked up a few base colors that I didn't have. So some good deal. I had $2.39 or something like that. That's a really good price on those small bottles. It's not bad. You know, they're usually $6.99, I think. So that was a good buy too. So I grabbed what I could that I didn't have of those. But I really like the Tropical Glitz paints so far. And they've got tons of colors, they've got tons of flake, and again, you can buy those small quantities. So for model builders, it's great. You can buy as much or as little as 2 ounces. I bought the 4-ounce bottles because I'll definitely use this on shift knobs and other things. It's great colors. This green would look good on like a Frankenstein head or something like that on my shift knob. So I'll definitely use more of it. Cover's nice, and I like the drying time on it and the texture. You know, so really good. So I would recommend, you know, if you guys to try it. Prices aren't too bad. I mean, compared to what you're probably used to paying for, you know, like the Createx stuff, yes, it's more. These bottles, I think the base coat was like $18, but you know, this would go a long way. I mean, you can use this for tons and tons of stuff. I think for this one, or it might have been the other one, I think it was about $27, which sounds like a lot, but considering you know, the cost of automotive paints now, you know, a quart of most of this stuff, at least with a House of Colors, most of the quarts are about $120 to $130 a quart now. You know, and that's not including the cost of you know, your catalyst, your reducer. You know, that's all thrown in there. And I love those colors. I love working with those toners, and I could probably do some mixes of that toner over top of some of these base coats too, just to experiment around it and create whole new colors. But you know, these candy base coats and these pearl base coats, like with this is pre-reduced, so you're not having to buy the reducer, or there's no catalyst involved in this. So this is really just a matter of airbrushing on this base coat. It's going to dry flat, and then you can go in and clear it with whatever you want to. I mean, you can use a rattle can clear probably if you want to with no problems. And these guys also, now House of Colors has some of it, but these guys sell, I think, all of their paints in rattle cans too, and they're about 25 bucks. Again, that sounds like a lot of money, but you got to consider the fact that you're getting automotive quality urethane paint out of a rattle can. So you can grab that rattle can and you can do a bunch of stuff with it, because it's a huge can. It's not just a little small, you know, Tamiya size can. It's a big can of paint, so you can do lots of stuff with that. So check them out. Tropical Glitz. They're in South Florida. Great people to work with. I've had really good luck. I screwed up, and my address was wrong on my last shipment, and it was a real clusterfuck, but I got it. I managed to get through the post office. It went back and forth a few times to the distribution center for the post office in Orlando, but finally we got it. My mailman managed to grab it before they sent it back to Tropical Glitz Thursday. So we got it, and I'm enjoying using it. So check them out, and I'm gonna wait a little bit and do another coat on this, and probably in a couple days I'll do another video and kind of see how everything's looking. All right, see you then.